We're here at Camp Verde, an old western town with a really nice fort. This fort used to be important for the relationship between the Native Americans and the white settlers. Fort Verde used to be a base for General Crook's US Army scouts and soldiers in the 1870s and 1880s. Tour guides Barbara and David Perriman are relatives of the first generation white settlers in the United States of America, and they can tell us more about the fort and its history.
There were forts built all over Arizona. How many, Barbara?
There were 43 forts that were established in Arizona to house the soldiers who were brought here to help keep peace between the ranchers and the Native Americans.
David and Barbara told us about US Army soldiers, Native Americans and white settlers. Camp Verde Historical Society's Vice President Ron Breton says these groups are important to Fort Verde.
The government in Washington had decided that the best way to handle the Indian problem was to gather all of them up and put them in one place. Well, what happened there then? Well, that opened up all this area here for white settlement. So by the time the Indians were turned loose to come back over here then, why, most of their land was gone.
So Camp Verde's Historical Society is all about the past, but it does keep an eye on the present.
It wasn't too awfully long ago that the tribe has established this casino up on top of the hill out there. And they have a lot more income coming in now than they used to have. Back then they were fighting against each other, and now they're working together, which I think is wonderful.
Since we have had one side of the story, let's move into the other half. The Yavapai Apache Nation Indians. Let's have a word with Apache Mr. Randall.
We had a reservation that we signed for in 1871 that was 900 square miles, but that got taken away from us in 1875, and we were taken to a concentration camp.
Although the Native Americans were captured and deported, their new lifestyle has positive sides too.
My grandmother grew up in as a brush shelter, and I live in a 4-bedroom house. So the comforts of what the society brings is, some of it is good things.
Even though a lot of things happened in the past, both the white settlers and the Native Americans have to live together. Both sides are important to the other, but this doesn't mean they agree on each other's way of life. It remains to be a case of give and take. For Go West, I am Gerber van der Zwaard.